Hello everybody and welcome to What Do I Know, the web show that I'm currently working on. Um, Today we're going to be covering what are we covering? Tolar, New Mexico. Yeah, we're covering Tolar, New Mexico today. Yesterday we covered a 100-year-old movie from the Clovis newspaper. It wasn't really as satisfying as I would have liked it to have been. However, I'm just going to try to do one of these a day, good or bad. Um, you know, it actually helped to listen to those that I did yesterday. I'm going to try to do these a little better. As it is, I'm going to be kind of quiet until I start recording these in my house, but as of right now, yeah, you're going to have to put up with my NPR style voice. So let's get into it. Tolar. It's between Fort Sumner and Clovis. It's on this highway that I like to call Heartbreak Highway, or, well, my friend Yabo used to have a concept album he was working on, where I think he referred to it as Heartbreak Highway once. I refer to it as the Road to Hell, as, if you're driving from Clovis to Fort Sumner, you end up in Sumner, and Sumner's not a bad place, but there are native religions that consider Fort Sumner to be hell for really good reason. And yeah, I find it to be a really nice place. It has a nice lake, it has a nice bosque to go fish in, and I'm sure there's a reason to live in Clovis as well. So yeah, it was destroyed in an accidental explosion during World War II. In fact, it was the only town destroyed by bombs during World War II. So yeah, let's get started with my, let's find out where this is. So we can Google Tolar, New Mexico, and yeah, as you see, I've been doing some research before, and I found there was a Tolar explosion. So as you see on the map, there's really nothing there at all. And let's look at the images, and I've seen this picture 100 times here. This is the only picture that we can find of it, and yeah, that's the only picture we can really find. You see some people on the tracks there. You see it's pointing. Whoops, and it's pointing towards Tolar. Oh, here's a newspaper story. We can probably find that in LOC. Actually, yeah, for the next video that I record on this, we will. Nope. No more of Dust City. So I've seen this thing a few times. It was a piece of debris that was found in a field. There's that picture again. Our ex-mayor Orlando Ortega petitioned to put that historical marker up. It's kind of cool. One of the few cool things around here that you can go and see. So let's take a look at the map here. You see it's just really nothing there, so let's look at the satellite image. And as you see with the satellite image, it looks like there's more going on. However, when we get down to street view, you can tell that really nothing is going on here. Zoom in, you can see there's some discolored sections or quarter sections there. And yeah, there's really not a lot there. It looks like there's a lot there from above, but let's see what this looks like. Yeah, this is some of the flattest land you'll find in North America. Wouldn't know how to quantify this, but I don't know. I guess Kansas is a little flatter. But as you see, we have a lot of horizon around here. So let's take a look closer in town. You see it's a rundown. It's kind of par for the course. That looks occupied. And of course looks like a gentleman getting in his truck right about there. Let's look at him real quick. Yep, he's getting out of his truck. A little bit of a rundown house. I mean, of course, looks like this was taken in October, and everything in eastern New Mexico looks pretty bad in October. You see, these are pretty old houses, but they're not as old as the incident, so it looks like they did actually build some houses out here. Yeah, so you see that there's really nothing here. When you're driving through, you can see some debris, and I guess this is an old Google Earth. I didn't see the historical marker. You see, here's another shot of that picture. I really don't know where this is from. I don't think that's pointing towards right at Tolar. I think that's pointing at Melrose, to tell you the truth, especially given the grain elevator there in the background. But you see the big cloud of smoke. I think that's what they're talking about when they say that this is a picture of Tolar. And you see it says Riley Switch. That's the name that Clovis used to go by a long time ago. So let's keep going. But really, what actually happened here? In 1944, the town disappeared in an instant. 160, we were looking earlier, I think on that website it said 156, 500-pound bombs caught fire on the train and blew up. One person was killed, everyone else was in Taiban. Debris fell on Taiban, which is like 4 miles away. I'm 38 miles away. I did a little Google map check, and where I'm sitting right now is 38 miles away from the blast site. And there were reports of broken windows here in Portales, where I'm sitting right now. The blast could be heard 60 miles away. If you think about that, that's insane. I mean, we saw some footage, I think, a couple years ago from China that was that bad, but that's crazy. The crater was 20 feet deep and 60 feet wide. Only one person was killed. The whole town disappeared, and only one person was killed. Jess Brown was struck in the head by a piece of shrapnel. Now, I've heard this story for the last 30 years, and I always thought that Jess Brown was female, but apparently that is a gentleman. Tolar, being a small eastern New Mexico town, was dependent on the surrounding area for economics, and that is why no one was in town. If you live out here, you probably either work on a farm that's far away from your house, or you are working either in Taiban or on the railroad or in Melrose. You're not really living in the town you live or you work in. That's kind of par for the course even nowadays. So while everyone was at work, this train blew up and killed killed one person that was left in the town. I don't think he was the only person left in town. I think there was a few people there from the accounts that I've read about this. The guy that donated the piece of debris that's by the side of the highway, I think his parents were in town. Yeah, the children went to Taiban for school. That was before the consolidated districts happened. Fun fact, the homestead that my ancestors grew up on had to have its own school, but that's kind of cool. Anyway, so why wasn't this town rebuilt? There were other towns that had disasters. San Antonio, New Mexico was destroyed by a mudslide. It destroyed the Hilton that was there. That's where Conrad Hilton is from, and they rebuilt the town. There's not much there now. There's a really awesome bar that you can get the original green chili cheeseburger, the Al Bar. Portales, the town I'm in now, burned at some point. I don't remember exactly when, but I keep hearing stories about it and how they had to do this and they had to do that, and half the town burned, but they rebuilt it. Texaco was burnt by moral crusaders from Texas. Wow, that was a phrase you don't hear very often. And they rebuilt it. Well, I mean, I guess they didn't rebuild Tolar for a few reasons. I mean, there really wasn't a reason to rebuild it. They, probably had better places to live, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was a sore spot. Maybe people liked Jess Brown. Maybe that's the case. Either way, I don't know. It's just, I don't have any answers for you. Anyway, thank you for joining me for a another episode of What Do I Know? And tomorrow we'll try to find something a little better to talk about.